Hello, welcome back to the channel. It is Natalie. We are playing with the Boho baby collection, which I love this collection. It's just so sweet. I'm much more, don't get me wrong, I quite like the bright colors and everything else, but it really speaks to me, all these muted colors. People say, oh, you know, what's your favorite color? I don't actually really have a favorite color. I like more of the dusty colors, like dusty pinks and dusty purples, and these greens and browns really speak to me. I love it. I think they're gorgeous. Just look at them. They're lovely. So I'm just giving you a quick flick through of the 6x6 paper and the embossed die cards. If you don't know embossed, can you see it shine there? They have a little bit of a shiny sort of material, like a glossy accent sort of thing. So I have a regular piece of cardstock here, and the card is basically folded in half, and then the front panel is folded in half again. I have two pieces of cardstock here. One is 10 centimeters by 14.4 centimeters, and these two strips are 4.7 by 14.4. You can see there I've just cut. It's basically scraps up that first bit. I did trim a tiny bit more off it, but that's it. This card is going to come together pretty quick, and I think it's one of my favorite ones that I've done so far. I will say I quite like the tunnel card. I did a tunnel card, I think it was in November, maybe early December, I'm not sure. I really love that. That was really pretty. So I've got two pieces of cardstock. I have one that is going to be 7.2 by 10.2 centimeters. And I've mounted a piece of white cardstock, which is 7 by 9.6. And this is going to be our front little panel. Next, I have my green is 7.4 by 11.2 centimeters. You can just see I cut up one of the papers, the one that has a bigger cut aparts. You know, you get the smaller ones and you get the bigger ones. Then I've layered one of those on, let me find it, 5.5 by 8. And this piece of paper, designer series paper, is 7 centimeters by 10.9. So we're going to have a bit of a jump down between this paper and this white one. So we're really going to see the pattern behind the pattern on the pattern paper. Pattern on the paper. Say that fast 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, whatever. It's going to be twist your little noggin. So there's lots of little sweet things. Now you could obviously, let's go back to this one. This one is 5.8 by 7.7 centimeters. Now I find it easiest to score in inches on this one. I will leave a link to my blog, which will have all the details, but it is scored at 3/4, 1.5 and 2.25. And you can see I have folded them in so the edges are touching, and you just need glue on those pieces. I'm going to place that so my score line is lining up with the scoreboard, and I have roughly eyeballed it in the middle. It looks a little bit high. It doesn't matter. Does not matter whatsoever. And you can see there, it is going to form a little cube. This is going to be our pop-up mechanism. So what we're going to do is put a bit of glue. You could obviously change this over. I was umming and ahhing about, should I put the little one on the front because the inside of the card is actually, this one is actually smaller, or should I put it on the outside? You, of course, could do either way. So I am lining it up to be a little bit higher than center, but trying to make sure it is straight, which is basically a little bit of glue on the cube, and just make sure it's lined up. You don't want it to overlap the score line, because if it does, you're going to damage the piece of cardstock. So I have a little piece I'm going to trim off the eucalyptus, and we're going to layer him up. It does have a tiny little bit of a washing line, but if you place that, like this one has it on the left hand side, so it's going to be on the right to hide that. If you're not worried about that, Could do that too. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. This little piece I'm going to trim in half, and he has a bit of foam, so there's going to be a little bit of dimension because I've popped up my center ephemera die cut. I can't say that word. I think I talked about yesterday about not being able to say Pacific. Oh, I said it. Did I say it? I don't know. Words, particular words. And that's one of the ones that I can't often say. So I have laid these, so the two down the bottom are raised up a little bit lower because the top two are glued onto the back of my little oval. A little bit of stitching with a multi-liner pen. This is a 0.3 or 0.3. 0.3. I had to look. Finish it off with a little bit of bling because it's me. I rarely do no bling at all. And that is almost our card. So this little piece, oh, we need a sentiment. I forgot. I have the black and white sentiment packs, which is an A5 pack. This is just one that was floating around in the bottom. And I thought it was very fitting. So we've got hello. And I have raised him up with a little bit of glue. A little bit of tape, I should say. I'm going to apply a bit of glue onto the left side of my embellishment, and I'm just eyeballing it to be center around the other pop-up piece in the middle. That's it. How simple. It's easy. These pop-up cards are so easy sometimes. And if you break it down, it's good. It's not terribly too thick. It's great. Anyway, that's my card for today. I hope you're well. Take care, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.